Welcome to Peak Ambition, the place where we break free from fear, listen to our hearts, and chase the life we're truly meant to live. If you've ever felt stuck, doubted your path, or wondered what it would be like to follow your true passion, you're in the right place. Here we dive into powerful stories, inspiring lessons, and actionable advice to help you silence the noise and find your own voice. Because deep down, your heart knows what you're capable of, and when you have the courage to follow it, incredible things happen. So, whether you're here for a dose of motivation, personal growth tips, or real stories of people who turn their dreams into reality, I've got you covered. Make sure to hit that subscribe button, turn on notifications, and get ready to step into your power. This is your time to rise, trust yourself, and pursue your peak ambition. Let's make it happen. Now let's dive in. Trusting your inner voice is one of the most powerful choices you can make in life. Your heart is not just a physical organ. It symbolizes your inner self, your desires, and your intuition. It holds the truths you often ignore or push aside because of fear, doubt, or the expectations of others. Yet when you choose to listen to your heart, you unlock a level of clarity and confidence that no external opinion can provide. From a young age, we are conditioned to seek approval and validation. Society teaches us to follow a set path, get a stable job, conform to norms, and meet expectations. While there is value in seeking guidance and learning from others, relying solely on external advice can disconnect us from what we truly want. Your inner voice, on the other hand, speaks from a place of authenticity. It knows your passions, your strengths, and what brings you joy. When you learn to trust it, decision-making becomes less about what others think and more about what feels right for you. Listening to your heart doesn't mean dismissing logic or ignoring practical considerations. It means creating a balance where your intuition and reasoning work together. Your heart often knows the answer before your mind can rationalize it. Have you ever faced a decision that logically seemed perfect, but something inside you felt uneasy? That inner discomfort is your heart's way of signaling misalignment. Likewise, moments of certainty and excitement are signs that your heart is in agreement with your choices. Paying attention to these signals is a practice that strengthens your ability to navigate life with confidence. It's important to recognize that your inner voice may not always be loud. Sometimes it whispers. In the chaos of responsibilities, opinions, and constant noise, it's easy to overlook what your heart is trying to say. This is why solitude and reflection are essential. Taking moments of stillness, whether through journaling, meditating, or simply spending time alone, allows you to reconnect with yourself. When you quiet the world around you, you give your heart the space to speak. Fear often tries to silence your heart. Fear tells you that following your dreams is too risky, that you might fail, or that others will judge you. But what's worse than failure is living a life that doesn't align with who you are. Every time you ignore your inner voice, a piece of your true self is suppressed. On the other hand, when you choose to listen, even in the face of fear, you experience growth and fulfillment. Your heart doesn't promise a path free of obstacles, but it does promise a path of meaning and purpose. Consider the people who have made significant contributions to the world. Many of them faced criticism, rejection, and uncertainty, yet they chose to trust their inner voice. Steve Jobs followed his heart when he pursued his vision for Apple, despite the challenges. Oprah Winfrey listened to her intuition when she took her career in a new direction, ultimately inspiring millions. These individuals didn't achieve success because they followed a predetermined formula. They succeeded because they listened to their hearts, even when the world questioned them. Your inner voice also guides you in your relationships and personal decisions. It helps you recognize when something isn't serving you, whether it's a toxic friendship, an unfulfilling job, or a stagnant routine. Your heart nudges you toward what feels aligned and away from what doesn't. Learning to trust this guidance empowers you to make choices that honor your well-being and happiness. Of course, following your heart requires patience and self-awareness. It's not about impulsivity or chasing fleeting desires. It's about consistently tuning in and asking yourself, does this feel right for me? The more you practice, the stronger your inner voice becomes. You'll notice that decisions come with greater ease, and the anxiety of pleasing others diminishes. Confidence grows when you realize that you are capable of navigating your own path. Ultimately, trusting your heart is an act of self-respect. It's acknowledging that your feelings, dreams, and desires are valid. It's understanding that you are the expert of your own life. While advice and perspectives from others can be valuable, no one else can truly know what's best for you. Your heart holds that wisdom. All you have to do is listen. So when faced with choices, big or small, Pause and reflect. Block out the noise, set aside the fear, and ask yourself what your heart is telling you. Trust it. Because when you do, you step into the most authentic version of yourself, and that is where true fulfillment begins. Silencing the noise around you is one of the most valuable skills you can develop when it comes to listening to your heart. Every day we are bombarded with opinions, advice, and expectations. From the moment we wake up, notifications flood our phones, news headlines compete for our attention, and social media offers a constant stream of comparison. In the middle of all this noise, it's easy to lose touch with our own thoughts and feelings. The world shouts its version of success, happiness, and purpose, but the truth is no one else can define those things for you. Only your heart can. The noise isn't just external, it exists internally too. Self-doubt, fear, and the endless replaying of others' opinions can drown out the quiet voice of intuition. We often seek validation from others because it feels safer. Hearing reassurance from friends, family, or colleagues can be comforting, but relying on external approval keeps us disconnected from our inner wisdom. The fear of disappointing others or making the wrong choice can lead us to follow paths that aren't truly ours. This disconnect creates frustration, stress, and a lingering sense of dissatisfaction. To truly listen to your heart, you have to make space for it to speak. Creating moments of stillness is key. In the silence, without the distractions of screens, conversations, or constant noise, you begin to hear what lies beneath the surface. Solitude may feel uncomfortable at first, especially if you're used to filling every moment with activity, but in those quiet moments, clarity begins to emerge. Thoughts settle, emotions become clearer, and your heart's guidance becomes more noticeable. Practicing mindfulness is one way to cultivate this inner stillness. Whether it's through meditation, deep breathing, or simply spending time in nature, mindfulness helps you tune into the present moment. It allows you to observe your thoughts without judgment, making it easier to discern which thoughts are rooted in fear and which stem from your authentic desires. The more you practice this awareness, the more attuned you become to the signals your heart sends. Journaling is another powerful tool for silencing external noise. Writing down your thoughts and feelings gives them a voice, helping you uncover patterns and identify what truly matters to you. When you write without filtering or censoring yourself, you often stumble upon insights that have been buried beneath the noise of daily life. Your journal becomes a conversation with your inner self, a space where your heart can speak freely. It's also important to evaluate the sources of the noise in your life. Who are the voices you listen to most often? Are they empowering or limiting? Do they encourage you to follow your passions, or do they impose their own expectations on you? Not all advice is bad, and seeking guidance from mentors or loved ones can be valuable. However, the key is to filter that advice through your own inner knowing. Just because something worked for someone else doesn't mean it's right for you. Social media in particular can be a significant source of external noise. The curated highlight reels of other people's lives can make you question your own choices. But remember, what you see online is often a fraction of the truth. When you catch yourself comparing, pause and ask yourself, are these comparisons helping me grow, or are they leading me further away from my authentic path? Stepping away from constant scrolling and limiting your exposure to negative influences can free up mental space, allowing your own thoughts and desires to come to the forefront. Another source of noise comes from societal norms and cultural expectations. Messages about what success should look like, the ideal career, relationship, or lifestyle, can pressure you into choices that don't align with your heart. Breaking free from these expectations requires courage. It means questioning beliefs that have been ingrained over time and giving yourself permission to define success on your own terms. When you consistently practice quieting the noise, you become more comfortable with uncertainty. You stop seeking answers from the outside and learn to trust the wisdom within. The decisions you make feel more aligned, and even when challenges arise, you have the confidence to navigate them because they are your choices, not the result of external pressure. Ultimately, silencing the noise is an act of self-empowerment. It's reclaiming your inner voice and honoring its guidance. Your heart knows the path that will bring you the most fulfillment. The world will always have opinions, but only you can decide what's right for you. Give yourself the gift of stillness. In that quiet space, your heart will speak, and when it does, listen. Following your heart often requires courage, the courage to face fear, embrace uncertainty, and stand firm in your decisions. It's not always easy. Fear has a way of creeping in, whispering doubts and worst-case scenarios. It convinces you that stepping out of your comfort zone is too risky, that failure is inevitable, or that others will judge you. But courage is not the absence of fear, it's the decision to move forward despite it. And when you choose to listen to your heart over your fear, you begin to live a life that is truly your own. Fear exists to protect us. It's a natural response to perceived threats, and sometimes it serves us well. It keeps us from dangerous situations and pushes us to prepare and think critically. But fear can also be deceptive. It magnifies uncertainties, exaggerates the possibility of failure, and makes obstacles seem insurmountable. When fear takes control, it keeps us stuck in routines that no longer serve us, stuck in jobs that drain our energy, or stuck in relationships that no longer bring us joy. The heart, however, seeks growth. It longs for experiences that align with your passions and values. Listening to your heart means recognizing fear without letting it dictate your choices. One of the biggest fears people face when following their heart is the fear of failure. What if it doesn't work out? What if I make a mistake? These thoughts are natural, but failure is not the enemy. Every setback offers a lesson, and every mistake is an opportunity to grow. In fact, some of the most successful people in the world failed numerous times before achieving their dreams. Thomas Edison famously failed thousands of times before inventing the light bulb, but each failure brought him closer to success. He once said, "I have not failed, I've just found 10,000 ways that won't work." Imagine if he had let fear stop him. The courage to persist, even when things go wrong, is what turns dreams into reality. Another fear that often holds people back is the fear of judgment. We worry about what others will think if we take a risk or make an unconventional choice, but the truth is people will always have opinions. Some may support you, while others may criticize. That's simply a reflection of their own beliefs and experiences. The only opinion that truly matters is your own. When you follow your heart, you align with your authentic self, and that authenticity naturally draws the right people into your life, those who support and uplift you. It's also important to remember that courage isn't always about grand, dramatic action. Sometimes it's about taking small steps in the direction of your heart's desires. It's applying for that job you're passionate about, even if you're unsure you'll get it. It's signing up for the class you've always wanted to take, or having a difficult conversation to stand up for your beliefs. Each courageous act builds your confidence and reinforces your belief in yourself. Over time, what once seemed terrifying becomes manageable, and you start to trust your own resilience. Moreover, your heart often knows the path that will bring you the most fulfillment, even when fear tries to convince you otherwise. Think about the moments in your life when you felt most alive. Those moments likely came from times when you followed your heart, when you pursued something meaningful despite the uncertainty. Maybe it was moving to a new city, starting a business, or leaving a situation that no longer served you. The courage it took to make those choices may have been immense, but so was the growth that followed. It's also worth acknowledging that courage doesn't mean you won't feel fear. In fact, fear often coexists with courage. The key is to feel the fear and take action anyway. Remind yourself that fear is a sign you're stepping outside your comfort zone, which is where growth happens. Each time you choose courage, you expand your capacity for resilience and self-trust. You prove to yourself that you are capable of navigating whatever challenges arise. Ultimately, following your heart is one of the bravest things you can do. It requires tuning out the noise of fear, judgment, and doubt, and choosing to believe in yourself. It's about knowing that even if you stumble, you will rise again, stronger, wiser, and more aligned with who you truly are. Your heart is your greatest guide, and when you have the courage to follow it, you open the door to a life of purpose, fulfillment, and joy. So when fear tries to hold you back, remember this: courage is not about being fearless. It's about feeling the fear, listening to your heart, and moving forward anyway. Learning from experience is one of the most powerful ways to understand the importance of listening to your heart. Every choice you make, whether it leads to success or failure, offers valuable lessons. Sometimes, the most profound insights come from the moments when you ignored your heart's voice. Reflecting on these experiences can teach you how to better recognize and trust your inner guidance in the future. Think about a time when you made a decision that didn't feel entirely right, but you went along with it because it seemed logical, practical, or because others encouraged it. Maybe it was accepting a job offer that paid well but didn't ignite your passion. Perhaps it was staying in a relationship that no longer brought you joy because you feared the uncertainty of being alone. Or maybe it was pursuing a degree or career path because it was what your family or society expected of you. At first, these decisions may have seemed reasonable, but over time you might have felt the weight of dissatisfaction, stress, or emptiness. That sense of misalignment is often your heart's way of reminding you that you strayed from your true path. On the other hand, consider a moment when you listened to your heart despite the risks. Maybe you followed a passion, started a project, or made a difficult but necessary change in your life. Even if the outcome wasn't perfect, there was likely a sense of fulfillment and personal growth. When you follow your heart, the journey itself becomes meaningful. You gain resilience, self-awareness, and a deeper understanding of yourself. Experiences like these reinforce your trust in your own intuition. It's important to recognize that not every heart-led decision will lead to immediate success. Sometimes following your heart means facing challenges, setbacks, or temporary failures, but even in those moments, there are invaluable lessons. Failure is not a reflection of your worth. It's a stepping stone toward growth. It teaches you what works, what doesn't, and what truly matters to you. When you view failure as feedback rather than defeat, it becomes a powerful teacher. You learn to adjust, adapt, and move forward with greater clarity and determination. Reflection plays a crucial role in learning from your experiences. After making a significant decision, take the time to pause and evaluate how it made you feel. Did it bring you joy, fulfillment, and a sense of purpose? Or did it leave you feeling drained, anxious, or disconnected from yourself? Journaling can be a helpful practice during this process. Writing down your thoughts and emotions allows you to identify patterns and gain insight into what your heart is trying to tell you. Over time, this reflection strengthens your ability to recognize when you are in alignment with your inner truth. It's also worth considering the role of regret in your life. While regret is often seen as something negative, it can be a valuable source of wisdom. Regret typically stems from ignoring your heart's guidance. Instead of dwelling on what could have been, use regret as a reminder of how important it is to listen to yourself moving forward. Every regret offers a second chance, a renewed opportunity to choose what feels right for you. In addition, the lessons you learn from following your heart can extend beyond yourself. When you embrace your own authenticity, you inspire others to do the same. People are naturally drawn to those who live with passion and conviction. Your courage to follow your heart can encourage others to reflect on their own choices and pursue their dreams. This ripple effect creates a positive impact, not only in your life, but in the lives of those around you. It's also essential to acknowledge that your heart's voice may evolve over time. What once felt right may no longer align with who you are today, and that's perfectly normal. Growth often brings new desires, values, and priorities. By continually listening to your heart, you allow yourself the freedom to evolve and adapt. Life is not a rigid path, but a series of choices that shape your journey. Each experience, whether joyful or challenging, contributes to your growth and self-discovery. Ultimately, learning from experience means embracing both the moments when you listened to your heart and the times when you didn't. Each decision teaches you something valuable about yourself. When you honor these lessons and apply them to your future choices, you deepen your self-trust and cultivate a stronger connection with your inner voice. The more you learn, the more empowered you become to navigate life with confidence, authenticity, and purpose. So, as you move forward, remember that every experience has meaning. Listen to your heart, reflect on your journey, and trust that even the missteps are guiding you toward the life you are meant to live. Every lesson brings you closer to understanding yourself, and that understanding is the foundation for a life of true fulfillment. Throughout history, some of the most remarkable people achieved greatness because they chose to listen to their hearts, even when the world doubted them. Their stories serve as powerful reminders of the strength and resilience that come from following one's inner voice. When we draw inspiration from these individuals, we begin to see that the courage to trust ourselves is often the first step toward creating meaningful change, both in our own lives and in the world around us. Take, for example, Steve Jobs. As the co-founder of Apple, Jobs revolutionized the technology industry, yet his journey was far from smooth. After being forced out of his own company, he could have given in to fear and self-doubt. But instead of abandoning his vision, Jobs followed his heart and pursued new creative ventures. Eventually, he returned to Apple and transformed it into one of the most successful companies in the world. Jobs once famously said, "Have the courage to follow your heart and intuition. They somehow already know what you truly want to become." His life is a testament to the power of resilience and self-trust. Similarly, Oprah Winfrey's story is one of unwavering determination. She faced countless challenges from poverty to discrimination, but she refused to let those circumstances define her. When her heart told her that storytelling and empowering others were her true callings, She pursued that path, even when it seemed impossible. Today, Oprah is a media mogul, philanthropist, and one of the most influential voices in the world. Her success came not from following a traditional route, but from having the courage to listen to her inner voice and stay true to her values. Another inspiring example is J.K. Rowling, the author of the Harry Potter series. Before achieving literary success, Rowling experienced significant hardship, including financial struggles and personal setbacks. Many publishers rejected her manuscript, and the prospect of giving up might have seemed tempting. But Rowling believed in her story. Her heart told her that her words mattered, and she persevered. Her decision to trust herself ultimately led to one of the most beloved book series of all time, touching the hearts of millions. These stories illustrate a crucial truth. The path of the heart is rarely easy. It often requires resilience, sacrifice, and the willingness to face uncertainty. But when you stay committed to what truly matters to you, every obstacle becomes an opportunity for growth. Even failures and rejections serve a purpose, teaching valuable lessons that prepare you for future success. The individuals who inspire us most are not those who never faced adversity, but those who faced it head-on and continued to follow their hearts. It's also important to recognize that listening to your heart doesn't always mean pursuing fame or fortune. Many people find purpose and fulfillment in more personal, everyday decisions. Consider the teacher who dedicates their life to inspiring young minds, the artist who creates purely for the joy of self-expression, or the parent who chooses to prioritize their family despite societal pressure to chase career advancement. These acts of courage are just as significant. Each time someone listens to their heart, they contribute to a more authentic and compassionate world. Furthermore, the ripple effect of following your heart can be profound. When you choose to live authentically, you inspire others to do the same. People are naturally drawn to those who radiate passion and purpose. Your courage can ignite courage in others, encouraging them to listen to their own inner voices. This chain reaction of self-trust and authenticity creates a more empowered and connected society. In moments of doubt, it can be helpful to reflect on the stories of those who came before you. Their journeys remind us that the fear of failure and the fear of judgment are not insurmountable. They are simply part of the process of growth. The key is to acknowledge those fears without letting them control your decisions. When you feel uncertain, ask yourself, what would I do if I weren't afraid? More often than not, the answer will point you toward your heart's true desires. Ultimately, inspiration is not about copying someone else's path. It's about recognizing that the same strength and wisdom that guided them also exists within you. Your heart has its own unique story to tell, one that no one else can write. The world doesn't need more people who follow a script. It needs people who are willing to break free from expectations and pursue what truly lights them up. So, when you face a decision that stirs both excitement and fear, remember the stories of those who listen to their hearts. Let their courage remind you of your own. Trust that your heart knows the way, even if the path ahead is unclear. With each step you take, you'll not only move closer to your own fulfillment, but you'll also become a source of inspiration for others. The world is waiting for your story, and it all begins with the choice to listen to your heart. Living a life aligned with your heart's desires brings a sense of fulfillment and joy that no amount of external success can replicate. When you listen to your heart, you make choices that resonate with your authentic self. Instead of chasing approval, status, or material gains for the sake of appearances, you prioritize what genuinely matters to you. This shift in focus leads to a life that feels meaningful and purposeful, one where every step forward brings a deeper sense of satisfaction. Fulfillment isn't about the absence of challenges, it's about knowing that your efforts are aligned with your values and passions. When you pursue what you truly care about, even difficulties become more manageable. Obstacles no longer feel like pointless roadblocks, but opportunities for growth. Every setback carries a lesson that strengthens your resolve and helps you refine your path. This resilience comes from the knowledge that you're living in alignment with your heart. You're not simply going through the motions, you're creating a life that reflects your truest self. Joy, too, becomes a natural byproduct of this alignment. It's not the fleeting happiness that comes from temporary achievements or external validation. Instead, it's a deeper, more lasting sense of contentment. You wake up with a sense of purpose, knowing that your time and energy are being invested in what truly matters to you. Whether it's nurturing meaningful relationships, pursuing a career you're passionate about, or dedicating yourself to personal growth, every choice feels intentional. This sense of fulfillment brings a richness to your life that no material possession can provide. Listening to your heart also cultivates a profound sense of inner peace. When you stop trying to meet unrealistic expectations or conform to societal pressures, the weight of constant comparison and self-doubt lifts. You no longer feel the need to prove yourself to others. Instead, you find validation within. Your self-worth becomes rooted in your own sense of purpose, rather than the fleeting opinions of others. This inner peace allows you to embrace life's uncertainties with confidence, knowing that your decisions are grounded in what feels right for you. Furthermore, when you live in alignment with your heart, you naturally inspire and uplift those around you. People are drawn to authenticity. They sense when someone is genuinely passionate and fulfilled, and it often encourages them to reflect on their own choices. By being true to yourself, you create a ripple effect, empowering others to listen to their own hearts. This positive influence can extend far beyond what you might imagine, shaping communities and fostering deeper connections. Living this way also strengthens your ability to navigate life's inevitable challenges. Difficult times are easier to endure when you have a strong sense of purpose. You're more likely to persevere through setbacks because you believe in what you're working toward. When fear or doubt arises, your heart serves as a steady guide, reminding you why you chose this path in the first place. Instead of questioning your worth or giving up, you draw strength from your inner conviction. It's also worth noting that fulfillment and joy are not dependent on achieving grand milestones. While reaching goals can be incredibly rewarding, the true sense of joy often comes from the journey itself. The moments of growth, the relationships you build, and the lessons you learn along the way are what make life meaningful. Even small steps toward your heart's desires can bring immense satisfaction. Each time you choose authenticity over conformity, you reinforce your commitment to a fulfilling life. In addition, embracing a heart-led life fosters greater self-trust. The more you listen to your inner voice and see the positive results, the more confidence you develop in your own decision-making. This self-trust becomes a valuable asset in all areas of your life, from personal relationships to career choices. You become less reliant on external validation and more attuned to your own wisdom. Over time, this confidence grows, allowing you to take on new challenges and explore opportunities you may have once deemed impossible. Ultimately, a fulfilling and joyful life is one where you honor your own truth. It's a life where you no longer live by default, simply following the expectations of others. Instead, you make conscious choices that reflect your passions, values, and dreams. This authenticity allows you to experience the full richness of life, the highs, the lows, and everything in between. Every moment becomes more meaningful because you know you are living in alignment with your heart. So, as you move forward, remember that your heart's desires are not random or insignificant. They are a reflection of who you are and what you're meant to contribute to the world. Embracing them is not selfish. It's a courageous act of self-love. By listening to your heart, you give yourself permission to live fully and authentically. And in doing so, you create a life that is not only fulfilling for yourself, but also inspiring to others. This is the true essence of joy, the result of a life well lived, guided by the wisdom of your own heart. That's it for today's video, but remember, the most powerful voice you'll ever hear is the one inside you. Your heart knows your path, even when fear tries to lead you astray. Every step you take toward your dreams, no matter how small, brings you closer to a life of fulfillment and joy. So don't be afraid to listen, trust, and take action. If this message resonated with you, give this video a thumbs up, share your thoughts in the comments, and let me know what's one thing your heart is calling you to do right now. And if you haven't already, be sure to subscribe to Peak Ambition for weekly inspiration to help you break free from fear and live with purpose. Until next time, keep pushing forward, stay true to yourself, and never stop chasing your peak ambition. You've got this. See you in the next one.